Hello there! We're back and getting ready to get your week rolling just right with the right mix of news and conversations. Whether you're catching us online or on TV, hop on, join the chat. I'm Paolo.
Hello there, beautiful people! Oh my God, we're back again. I'm Asis-Carilo. Here's your daily dose of tea times and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful Day! Bakit? Nawala ba tayo?
Saturday, Sunday, wala kasi
Saturday
tayo eh.
Saturday, Sunday, wala tayo.
Ano lang, best of.
Yes,
right?
yes, of course. Ganun talaga. I mean, like, it's nice to be here in the studio
But we
on
have
a
to rest
Monday.
ng Saturday, Sunday. I mean, sa morning.
At least, we did it peacefully, yung rest na yun. But of course, we have today guests here who, siguro enjoy chaos also in a way.
Yes.
Oo, because we have hot takes later on.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the hottest political topics today, and we will hear his thoughts on each of these topics. We're talking about our guest today, Attorney Jesus Falcis. He's a regular, halos
Yes,
regular sa Politico Talks, no? So we're gonna have a morning version of Politico Talks today.
It feels like he's been on most shows here already on BNC.
True.
Kulang na lang ito at yung scorecard data. So, if he wants to do sports, diba? Baka pwede natin pag-usapan. Yeah, right?
Scorecard bigla
Yes,
no?
of
I think
course.
he already guessed it almost all. Ay, hindi pa yata sa The Spokes.
Di pa?
Oo,
okay,
yeah.
Sige.
So
But
there.
relatively bago din naman yung spokes.
Yes,
But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about that. And of course, we also have something on Weather HQ later. And of course, if you're feeling a bit under the weather this holiday season, alam mo, common illnesses here in Christmas season, that really does happen. We're going to be talking to Dr. Rene Luis Gutierrez to find out more about it. And of course, what you can do to stay merry this holiday season, especially when it comes to yung health natin. And of course, Coach V coming back later on.
That's right. We have our favorite question and answer edition of the segment Love Hacks with Dating Coach V later. So as early as now, if you want to ask Coach V any question about love, relationship, heartache, what have you, go ahead and send it our way. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube, BNCPHL. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We always check the comment sections and go ahead, send us your shout outs as well. Wherever you're watching us from, we want to know. So send it our way.
Yes, sir. And of course, when you do that, we're going to make sure that we try to get your inputs in the show as well, especially when it comes to yung Love Hack segment natin. And of course, we'd love to hear your opinions
Ay,
as
nasan
well.
yung bowl natin? Hindi tayo nakapag-teaser.
Ay, yung nga, no?
Oo, ngayon
Pero-
lang natin na-realize.
No, but what I do love about our segments with Coach V is that if you go on our TikToks, our socials, grabe yung, they are starting to really pick up in terms of yung traction. Like literally millions of people are
Yeah,
watching.
I mean, if you look at our TikTok account, BNC TikTok account, almost all of the top viewed content are all love hacks.
Alam mo,
Love hacks.
kasi
Beautiful day, love hacks.
maraming sawi, okay, out there when it comes to love, and maraming nagpapatama, right? And I can guarantee you there are so many people sending it to their partners right now.
Hindi lang love hacks, also yung mga entertaining segments that we have.
Oh, actually, look, we have the bowl coming in right now.
There.
Oo, so
Hi, Aya.
Can we have
Halika,
Aya come on
magpakita ka,
over?
Aya.
Oo, so
Aya, ladies and gentlemen,
ito po
one
si
of
Tita
our
Aya.
amazing writers.
Yes,
Hi,
alright,
Aya.
thank you. So we're going
Dapat
to
nag-red ka today, red color natin.
Okay. So, alam ko
mag-teaser tayo,
we're
go.
running a bit long here, but then
Okay
check
lang
it.
yan,
So,
we have time.
okay, here you
Okay.
read this one.
First question is coming from Alponggol. Palagi na lang nila like, uy, nagamit na natin to.
Okay.
That was last week.
Galit, sorry.
Oo, teka, galit ako. Parang ba't nabalik yan? Siguro binalik ko, sorry guys, ako may kasalanan dyan. From Tommy, ito. How to get over after being abandoned, breakup, ghosted. Abandoned. After being abandoned, broken up, ghosted, o kinukorek ko na, by the romantic partner. So, na-abandon siya, iniwan siya, tapos na-ghost pa
Grabe.
ng romantic partner.
Ooh.
Uy,
sakla.
ano mo na
Sakit
to,
nun.
pa-blatter mo na sa pulis. Diba? I mean, ang dami nang ginawa sa'yo. Anong pangalan niya? Wait, hold on. Si Tommy. Tommy, ang dami nang ginawa sa'yo. Pa-blatter mo na yan.
Tommy,
Yeah.
Ann will join you, okay? Ann will join you in filing for that. But of course, we have that later on. Go check it out.
Kasuhan na!
Oo, kasuhan na yan.
Sabihin natin kay Attorney Jesus Falcis mamaya na
Oo.
tinodo-todo yung heartache mo eh.
Oh, we got your back.
Yes.
All right. So, of course, we start off the show by typically taking it on the road. So, let's do that right now. And take it away.
Yes, let's check the situation in major thoroughfares at this hour. First up, we are going to take a look at EDSA Orense in Makati. On the left side are vehicles going to Pasay City. Light traffic on that area. Opposite side, same situation. Right side of your screens are vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. Everything green and go. Here is what's happening this time along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover on the left side of your screens. We're seeing vehicles heading to Quiapo, light to moderate traffic on that area. Opposite side, right side of your screens, you're seeing vehicles heading to Quezon Memorial Circle, light traffic on that stretch. Now, it is a special non-working holiday today, December 8th, so the expanded vehicle number coding scheme is suspended. If you're heading out today, drive safe. Now, here is our fuel price forecast for the week. The Department of Energy is expecting a mixed price movement this week, with gasoline going up by 70 centavos per liter, while diesel slides down 45 centavos per liter, and kerosene also getting cheaper by 25 centavos per liter. The fuel prices continue to be affected by geopolitical tensions, particularly the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. Now on to our top stories for this morning. Magpapasko na? May nakulong na ba? President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. directs Philippine National Police and the Department of Interior and Local Government to track and arrest flood control queen Sara Diskaya, tagged in an almost 100 million peso ghost flood control project in Davao Occidental. The directive comes after the Office of the Ombudsman filed criminal charges before the Digos City Regional Trial Court following its review of documents, field verifications, and community witness statements. The project, a concrete revetment or retaining wall, was awarded to St. Timothy Construction in January 2022 and marked completed later that year despite no actual structure on site.
Nagrekomenda na ang Ombudsman na magsampa ng kaso para sa malversation through falsification at paglabag ng RA 3019 Section 3E. Ang malversation ay non-bailable. Mabigat ito dahil hindi nila mababayaran ang kanilang paglaya. Umpisa pa lang ito. Marami pa tayong ipapakulong at marami pang magpapasko sa kulungan.
Intelligence and tracker teams are now fully mobilized as the manhunt for Diskaya and other respondents continues. Over 4 months since the president launched the Sumbong sa Pangulo site and revealed the top 15 flood control contractors, no one has been put behind bars.
You know, just taking a look at this piece of news, this is exactly what the president has wanted, to have someone arrested by Christmas time. Parang
Yes.
yung maging Christmas gift daw niya
Oo.
for the Filipino people who have been frustrated
And
by
we have
this.
yet to see that happen.
Yep.
May ilang araw pa ang Pangulo, ang Office of the Ombudsman. Ombudsman Remulla has said December 15. Nagbigay siya ng particular date na merong makakasuhan or makukulong by December 15. I was able to listen to an interview with Ombudsman Remulla. Tapos sinabi niya, people are saying kasi pangako niya December 15. So hindi pangako yung December 15 but more like a premonition na ito yung target niya December 15. So
Yeah.
hindi siya like a promise.
Alam mo yung interesting dito is that we are talking about just one particular project.
Yeah,
that they're trying
Davao
to
pa
nail
lang.
them
Yeah,
on.
Davao
Ito.
Occidental.
And only 100 million pesos. I won't say 100 million kasi normally since pinag-uusapan natin, billion. And we're only talking about 100 million. And it's so funny that I'm saying only 100 million. Or ito,
Diba?
96.5 million to be precise. Again, a ghost flood control project over in Digos. But we have to move on here because we have a lot to talk about. We have another one that really hit the airwaves yesterday. Diba? Itong,
yes.
according to former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, the International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for Senator Bato de la Rosa. Roque posted a warning to the former PNP chief on Facebook Sunday night, telling him to insist he has the right to be brought before a Philippine court. In a later post, Roque advises Senator Bato to seek sanctuary in the Supreme Court to avoid arrest by international authorities. Neither the DILG Secretary John de Cremulya nor Senator Bato's legal counsel have confirmed the release of any such warrant. And of course, ito nga what we were all talking about or saying that the warrant does allegedly exist. We've heard from different government officials that yung contrasting reports when it comes to the warrant, or we haven't really seen it either.
The first one kasi who announced it was excuse me, Ombudsman Remulla,
Yes.
saying that he saw a copy of the arrest warrant and he actually has a copy daw on his phone.
Yes.
Yeah, so pero the DOJ, Bureau of Immigration, wala pa silang nare-receive na actual copy of the arrest warrant. But
Yes.
here we go with Harry Roque posting that message na 'di ba? Your warrant of arrest is out, so we will have to see kung anong mangyayari in the next couple of hours, days.
Yeah, kaya sinabi ko nga contrasting reports when it comes to yung warrant. So, but then with the former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque saying this, syempre we are now trying to remind ourselves about kung saan nga tayo when it comes to that warrant. But of course, we said that we have a lot of news.
Yes.
Here's another big one.
In other news, Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro says that the proposed Independent People's Commission will likely overlap with the mandate of the Ombudsman and DOJ. Castro says that the Ombudsman and Justice Department are already mandated to investigate corruption and issue charges to the courts and Sandigan Bayan. This would make the purpose of the proposed IPC redundant. And on the question of why the ICI has no contempt powers, Castro answered that their mandate is only to investigate infrastructure projects, not issue charges. I feel like this will make the public even more frustrated kasi kulang na kulang nga yung powers ng ICI. And nung nag-resign si Secretary Babe Singson, he himself has said na unang-una kulang ang powers, contempt powers, subpoena powers. Wala silang budget. They've been running for the past 2-3 months without a budget, pero na-release na yung budget nila nitong Friday lang.
Yeah, so for me, the interesting thing is that this will actually be a great topic to talk about with Attorney later on. Because he has
Yes.
been very vocal about yung criticism niya when it comes to the structure of the ICI in general, and of course the
Yes.
lack of powers that you mentioned a while ago. So we'll go dive deep into that later, and a reminder to everyone to do watch the entire show kasi napaka-interesting yung usapan niyan as we move forward. And of course, right now we're also going to talk about something coming from Malacanang, because Malacanang welcomes the return of the 60 billion peso excess funds to PhilHealth that were transferred to the National Treasury back in 2024. In an interview, Palace Press Officer Attorney Claire Castro said the president saw the funds as important, especially for the implementation of zero balance billing in DOH hospitals. This after a Supreme Court decision where the court ordered the return of the said funds and stopped the transfer of the remaining 29 billion pesos of the state insurer. PhilHealth earlier said that this would help sustain the universal healthcare program and further improve benefits and services.
Now, in other news, a video of former COMELEC Commissioner Rowena Guanzon shouting at a couple in a Makati Mall has gone viral. According to Guanzon, the couple told her to leave to avoid spreading sickness after she coughed. Her shouting is audible in the video, mocking them for not wearing luxury items.
No, it's now. I want you to go. Here. If you are madam, if you are you don't go out to the mall. Why are you here when you're sick? Who is this man? Is your husband? Why did you come in this?
Makati PNP Chief Colonel Pedro Alagano Jr. confirmed that Guanzon has issued a case of unjust vexation against the couple. Rockwell has declined to release comment, incident report, or CCTV footage of the incident, as they say this is confidential. Bilyonaryo News Channel is reaching out to the couple for comment. Hot topic ito, pinag-uusapan since yesterday.
Yep.
Very, very viral ang kanyang video, and later on we can also ask his thoughts on this. Si Attorney Jess Falcis for hot takes. Pero
I'm trying to find the right words to describe yung how...
So nag-file ng complaint si Miss Guanzon, and kung titignan mo, if you're gonna base it on just this particular part of the video, actually pwede ring magsampa ng complaint yung yung couple.
Yeah, I mean, like, we could talk about that with attorney because I think, especially when we talk about the charges possible. But then, of course, like we mentioned a while ago, hindi nalabas yung CCTV, the incident report. So there are other things that we should be able to look at. Siyempre, when you just take a look at this video, you're only seeing a snippet of what happened.
So, hindi natin nakikita what really started it.
Yeah,
diba?
And that should be really interesting as well because it could be a case of he said, she said until we see more. But it's fun to read online yung mga comments and what's happening.
And watch the video itself.
Grabe,
diba?
it is something else. But we got to move on here because the Department of Transportation is asking the Land Transportation Office to investigate allegations of bribery in the agency. Acting Transportation Secretary Giovanni Lopez released the directive as a response to Transport Group Manibella's cease taking fares rather. According to Lopez, he has assigned Assistant Secretary Marcos Lacanilao to investigate the issue and remove those guilty of the allegations. DOTR says they are ready to work with Manibela to negotiate the planned nationwide transport strike from December 9 to 11.
Now in world news, 4 people were arrested for throwing food at the display case of the UK's imperial state crown. A civil resistance group called Take Back Power posted video of the incident on social media where 2 members smother the display with apple crumble and custard. Yummy. The group says this was done in protest to make the rich pay taxes. The Tower of London, which contains the display, has been temporarily closed following the incident.
Now moving on to sports, McLaren's Lando Norris capped off a dream season with his first ever Formula One World Championship with a 3rd place finish at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on Sunday. Norris ends the 4-year championship reign of Red Bull rival Max Verstappen, whose winning performance in Abu Dhabi wasn't enough to overturn the results. The British driver ends the season with 423 points, barely edging out Verstappen's 421 in the race for the title. For the McLaren team, this is their first season since 1998 to claim both the Constructors' Championship and the World Drivers' Championship.
Okay, here we go with our first cup of tea. Bye-bye Bentley. Actress Ellen Adarna admits she plans to sell the luxury SUV she received as an anniversary gift from estranged husband Derek Ramsey. In an Instagram Q&A, Ellen says she dislikes extravagant cars and has only driven the Bentley once.
Of course, maski hindi ko mo drive ani day. I drove it once ever in my life when it arrived inside the village, but I never used it. So I don't like driving and I don't like expensive cars. It's a liability. So yeah, of course, lahi pa lang yung passenger princess lahi mo.
She adds that proceeds from the sale will go to a trust fund for their daughter, Liana. So pareho sila ng vehicle ni Discaya, the Bentley Bentayga.
Yeah,
diba?
but I don't think may auction to.
Walang auction.
Walang auction. So, and I believe the Bentley still hasn't been sold.
Not yet.
Yeah, it
I
hasn't
think,
been sold.
If I'm
At
not
least
mistaken.
The Discaya
Pero alam ko
Bentley.
yung Rolls-Royce talaga hindi pa nabenta.
So,
with the payo.
If ever you're more interested in the Ellen Adarna Bentley,
Oo.
11 million, give or take. I don't know.
Wala lang siya masyadong historical background, kumbaga.
Well, it depends. What history do you value
Oh,
more?
yeah.
Oo.
If love na katulad ng heartbreak na katulad ng kay Ellen and Derek, or if you want a more controversial history, then you go for the Discaya's
At hindi
Bentley.
lang yan. Both of them, mababa lang yung mileage, apparently.
Yeah.
Oo.
Ito, isang beses lang yata
Sa
nagamit.
beses. Oh, you don't know how far, di ba?
Oh, no, parang you buy a Bentley, super expensive, and you just drive it once? Sarap.
What a time. All right, so we're gonna move on here.
Gusto ko din ng Bentley. Now for our second cup of tea, pop star Katy Perry has hard launched her relationship with former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The couple just went Instagram official after the California girl singer posted photos and reels from their trip to Japan. This comes after months of speculation as the two were sighted together on multiple occasions, including during Katy's Paris birthday outing. Have you seen the photos out there? I'm so kilig. When this came out over the weekend, I was like, oh my gosh. Tapos meron pa yung reel nila na they were looking at this, yung light. There! Yan, ang kilig. Sorry, I'm so kilig. So meron ng bagong
Okay.
Prime Minister of Katy's heart.
Grabe.
But I'm happy for them.
Yeah, I know. She's less California girl right now and more of Canadian.
Canadian,
diba?
yeah.
I mean, like, look, it's great to see Katy Perry end the year with a win because I remember she got a lot of hate for becoming an astronaut.
Oo.
Oo. So,
Diba? And parang some not so good reviews dun sa kanyang very recent tour.
I think it's an age thing also. Like her music probably hasn't traveled or aged as well as
yeah,
people.
maybe.
Maybe, I'm not so sure. But
But
I
at
grew up
least,
being a
diba,
huge fan of Katy Perry. Yeah.
They're ending it on a very beautiful note.
Of course.
Together. And they look good together.
Yeah.
Can
I mean,
I
like,
just
that's
say?
key indicator yan. They have to look good together.
That's true.
All right. So, speaking of looking
Woo!
good together, we're gonna have a... Okay, mali pala yung segue ko.
Yes.
Mali yung segue ko. But we
Iniintay ko
have
ka
a
sa
great...
yes, connect the
No,
dots.
wala. I started and then I realized wala akong ending.
But up next, guys, we have something that really looks good and sounds good as well. We have attorney Jesus Falcis breaking down cyber attack rumors, exposed officials, and the hottest takes on the flood control scandal. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Looks good.
Hi there, welcome back to Beautiful Day. Today, we are turning up the heat. Our guest has been one of the loudest and boldest voices in the explosive flood control controversy, from possible cyber attacks to tracking down key figures tied to the scandal. We are diving into all of that with attorney Jesus Falcis right here on Hot Takes. Welcome to the show, Attorney Jess. Beautiful day to you.
Good morning, Anne. Good morning, Paolo. Beautiful morning, ha? Oo.
Thank you for waking up super early. I know masyadong maaga ito para sa'yo.
Okay lang, malakas ka sa akin, Ma'am Anne.
Ay, wow! I love you.
Yun.
Thank you for that. O sige, let's dive right in dahil ang dami nating pag-uusapan. I don't think we have enough time
Yeah,
to
we don't.
cover all these hot topics. Pero unang-una, itong cyber attack yarn. So, the social media sites, the Facebook actually in particular ng BNC, your Facebook page, Rappler as well, at saka FTTM were taken down over the weekend. And ano bang nangyari dito, attorney?
Yeah, so we got takedown notices no, sa email or when we logged on our Facebook. So ako, the first thing I did kasi when I woke up and I saw my Facebook was taken down, I checked my emails and then I asked other, kasi parang nagkaroon lang ako ng gut feel na others are in the same situation. So, ka-message ko yung mga boss natin, ka-message ko yung mga iba nating friends from media, kasi nagtatanong sila, am I down? Is the page down? Tapos parang yung iba din nagsabi, their pages are down. So sabi ko, what's the notice sent to your email or what's the notice sent by Facebook when you log in? Or when they log on the page. And weirdly, no, super weird, we all have the exact same complainant. Parang our pages were taken down because allegedly either we had a trademark infringement for a photo or for a certain post by a certain Sebastian guy. Hindi ko na sabihin yung buong pangalan niya. And then the email is the same, and then the complainant, yung trademark owner allegedly, which is Los Iracundos, which is like a band from Argentina, is the trademark owner daw dun sa page ko. And then when I confirmed with our bosses sa BNC and the other pages, sa Rappler I haven't confirmed it, no, but for BNC and for FTTM and for a few other bloggers like me na individual, it's the same complainant. So it's very weird that we were taken down on the same day, around the same time, by the same person, and using the same parang complaint, which is trademark infringement.
Yes. Attorney, so we're not strangers to, well, attacks online when it comes to certain topics, when it comes to certain periods wherein there have been news items that have been really been discussed online. And of course, some people are saying that, oh, this is a way to distract. This is a way to change the narrative. At the same time, there have been so many studies done on yung mga cyber attacks na to. Where do you feel that this could be coming from? I know that we already have one in particular, at least everyone having the same notice, yung trademark infringement, and of course the person mentioned. But then, do we have a suspicion, or do you rather have a suspicion of kung saan galing nga to?
Well, syempre, no, thank you to the universe, thank you to the Lord that we have guardian angels and people helping to investigate. Na-restore na din yung accounts natin, no? So, thank you din sa ating mga guardian angels dyan. But like, who is behind it, or if there's really a malicious intention behind it, it's still really under investigation. What I can say though is that personally sa akin, on my part, no, it's not my first time to experience my social media pages being under attack, because I was in a previous situation before where I was also very vocal, and hindi sa Facebook, no, a certain social media page of mine was also taken down because I was very vocal there, one of the pages, but I also got that restored. So we're having it investigated, we'll see, no, pero it's not the first time, and it's clearly connected. Personally, yung sa akin, no, I'm sure it's clearly connected to my being very vocal. Sa Bilyonaryo and sa FTTM, sa Rappler, no, I'm just very na ano din ako. This is parang very disturbing but also flattering on my part to be attacked by the same organization or person with this kind of outlets, no? Kasi I would like to think medyo ano pa tayo, hindi pa naman tayo malaking tao, we're just like langgam in the bigger scheme of things, and yet we were attacked similarly, like Rappler or BNC, of course.
Oo, and sabay-sabay pa, no? And by that particular Sebastian, kung sino man si Sebastian from anywhere in the world. So we're going to move on from cyber attack to other hot topics, hot political topics. Itong pagre-resign ni Secretary Babe Singson from the ICI, usap-usapan nito. And you know what, Attorney Jess, meron din akong nakitang parang chismis, heard it from the grapevine, na parang meron daw yatang isa pang susunod na aalis sa ICI. How do you think Babe Singson's resignation will impact yung work ng commission?
Well, I don't think the ICI intended to last anyway, no? Kasi ganito yan, there are many criticisms that can be said against the ICI, but the ICI was still necessary because sa short term, may tawag ng panahon noon. May hapon tsaka tawag ang panahon noon for a special commission to investigate and focus on flood control. Especially when we didn't have Ombudsman Boying Remulla. People say, of course ako as a lawyer din, redundant or baka duplicate yung functions ng ICI with the ombudsman. Pero
Right.
wala yan si Ombudsman Boying noon. Iba ang ombudsman noon and hindi natin nararamdaman, hindi natin nakikita at na pagkakatiwalaan ang dating ombudsman for good or for bad. Whatever we say about him, the fact is wala na siya. And it's Ombudsman Boying Remulla running the show now. And he's more active, that's good. And so we can see na if the ombudsman is active, the ICI is really a bit, if not actually, redundant. So meron talagang intention ng ICI to wind down or to wind up. And whatever it has done in the short term is already good enough because sabi naman din ni Ombudsman na malaking tulong yung ICI for the cases that the ICI has already investigated. But of course, publicity-wise, malaking dagok talaga din for Babes Singson to resign because he's the one bringing in the credibility to the commission. With all due respect to the other two commissioners, no, it's because si Sec Babes kasi former DPWH secretary, despite being a very perceived to be a dirty or corrupt agency, during the tenure of Sec Babes, he was also perceived to be very clean or maayos ang DPWH nung term niya. So he brought in that credibility aside from being an engineer, no? So it's very concerning na nag-resign siya, but I don't think ICI was really also meant to last.
Si Ombudsman Remulla has said na baka 2 months na lang itong takbo ng ICI. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, dapat talaga, no, I don't think they should take on new cases or investigations anymore. They should just wrap up whatever they have and then finish their recommendations or referrals because anyway, at the end of the day, we see naman na mahina talaga yung powers ng ICI. First of all, they wanted transparency, they promised it, but when the person requests a closed door or executive session, wala na kagad yung live streaming or transparency. And then you have certain congressmen who can willingly or blatantly reject invitations or deny appearing before the ICI. So it doesn't really have that kind of investigative power as much as we wanted to have.
Attorney, there's also, well, in relation to all of the investigations, there is a promise, a premonition, a prediction that there will be officials or corrupt officials jailed by December 15 or at least charges meted out. Let's talk about yung timeline na yan. Do you feel na realistic siya? Will we see someone actually held accountable by that time?
Well, una, sabi ng mga tao, wala pang big fish ang na nakukulong eh. Pero actually, meron nang nakakulong na big fish. Nasa ICC nga lang. But kidding aside, no, because si President Duterte is in jail for the war on drugs. But of course, there are many also corruption scandals or issues hounding him. People are just forgetting that because syempre ICC yung nagpakulong or nagtatry sa kanya ngayon. But he's involved in many things from Farmally to the Freegate scandal to his own bank accounts. But in terms of the timeline that Ombudsman himself promised, no, I don't think papahiyain niya yung sarili niya. Because siya yung nagbigay niyan, siya yung nagsabi na may mapapakulong before Christmas. He still has 2 working weeks. December 8 today, happy birthday kay Mama Mary, feast of ano ngayon, di ba? Immaculate Conception.
Yes.
Up until December 12, those are 5 whole working days. And then he still has 5 days next week, no? This week pa lang, ang alam ko, may 2 senador or legislators, might not be a senator, might be 1 congressman, 1 senator, no? But there are 2 legislators who will have warrants of arrest out siguro before the week ends. So, basta mahuli nila kasi baka kasi magtago eh. That's the problem. Baka mapornada yung deadline or yung pagyayabang ni Ombudsman if magtago yung mga magkaka-warrants of arrest. So, but in terms of the cases filed and in terms of warrants of arrest coming out, the timeline works out. Magkakaroon ng warrants this week or next.
Attorney, you went to Europe for a while there, and actually that leads us to our next topic because there has been discussions, particularly from former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, saying that an ICC warrant is already out for Senator Bato de la Rosa. When we talk about the reported ICC warrant, first of all, do you think it's credible that it is already out based on yung statement ni former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, considering that we actually heard it from government officials here and contrasting reports na wala pa daw yung warrant? Where do you stand on this, on whether or not it is real, actionable at the moment? And of course, yung advice ni President spokesperson Harry Roque to Senator Bato to go to the Supreme Court, actually, to be able to avoid being quote-unquote kidnapped.
Well, all of us can only really speculate because ang ang ICC, ICI tuloy, di ba? May ICU,
Oo.
may ICI, may
Oo.
ICC.
Correct.
Oo.
Nakaka-confuse talaga yung mga IC na yan.
Oo.
I see. Okay.
Ang ICC kasi medyo naghigpit in terms of the confidentiality or secrecy of issuances of warrants of arrest. And it's for a good reason kasi nga baka magtago or mag-abscond, no? So we only really know for sure when the ICC itself has published on its website or disclosed that there is a pending warrant. But that will only come usually after the fact, pag na-aresto na yung person subject of the warrant. So who should we trust on this matter? No? Si Atty. Harry Roque, of course, he probably has his own sources. But aside from him kasi, we should just really trust Atty. Cristina Conti. She's the one who specializes as an assistant counsel to the ICC to track and monitor the developments sa ICC. And siya na mismo nagsabi na based on her analysis, and tayo mababasa din natin yan, no? So we don't have to rely on her. In terms of the pleadings, yung mga documents released by ICC so far, President Duterte has 8 co-conspirators na most likely may issue ng warrant. Pero meron niyang prioritization. Out of these 8 co-conspirators, meron ng mga onting nababasang pangalan doon sa charge sheet or doon sa information against President Duterte. And there cannot be a crime against humanity or murder or the war on drugs without an implementor nung modus or nung criminal design. And here, Senator Bato kasi as the former PNP chief, both legally and both physically or actually, he is accused of being the implementor of the war on drugs in a very murderous way. So you have the Oplan Tokhang, which is an official legal memorandum circular issued way back July 2016 when Bato de la Rosa was the PNP chief. And then when he was in Davao, nung mayor pa lang si President Duterte, he's also accused of being an implementor of the Davao Death Squad. So it's quite logical na ang susunod na warrant na lalabas, according to Atty. Cristina Conti, is the implementor of the war on drugs. If President Duterte is accused to be the mastermind, then the next warrant that would come out is against the implementor. So yung kay Senator Bato na warrant, it's very logical that it will come out. So hindi lang tayo sigurado kasi we can never be sure until the ICC admits it that the warrant is out. But most likely it's out because even the accused, even yung parang suspect nagtatago na kasi kung wala pang warrant, I'm sure may intelligence din naman si Senator Bato. Meron siya intel gathering, no, and mga sources. May guardian angels din yan. Si Senator Bato natutulong na, oy, may warrant ka na. So, it's either you surrender or magtago ka.
At saka it makes you curious yung insider sources talaga ni Harry Roque, kasi I remember we interviewed him once sa Agenda Weekend, and then sinabi niya na sa kanya rin nang galing yung information na yung bumagsak daw si FPRRD dun sa kanyang kwarto, 'di ba?
Yes.
Na unconscious siya. So nalaman niya from someone inside the detention facility, tapos siyang nagsabi kay VP Sara. So ito, now that he comes out with this statement na, nandito na yung arrest warrant mo, medyo talagang pag-usapan na talaga ng mga tao, like, saan kaya nakuhang source ni Harry Roque. But let's move on to another hot topic. Parang naubusan na tayo ng time.
Yeah.
Pero Attorney Jess, where is Zaldico?
Let's quickly touch on this because we're running out of time.
Wala na tayo ng time,
Oo.
Dami pang dapat pag-usapan. But in your view, Zaldico's continued absence, is this really about safety or more of a political move?
Well, last intelligence on him is in Portugal. Portugal kasi wala tayong extradition treaty with Portugal, no? And he might have residence there or a house. In terms of Zaldico, no, it's still important na mauwi siya. Bring him home. Kung merong sasabihan ng bring him home, siya yon, tsaka si Harry Roque. Because si Zaldico, as the appropriations chairman, no, is in the epicenter of the budget insertions and flood control scandal, so he would really know a lot. So yung mga accusations niya, the accusations he said are very grave, but until he comes home, para panumpaan siya or pakatotohanan yung mga sinasabi niya, for now, we have to take that with a grain of salt. Mahirap muna pagkatiwalaan, hook, line, and sinker. But it's not to mean na mali yung mga sinasabi niya or lahat tama. So, wala. Sa ngayon, we're in a wait-and-see mode na makauwi siya.
All right, Attorney, we wish we had more time kasi sa totoo lang, pwede itong 2 hours eh. But,
Exactly. And we also wanted your opinion nga on the Commissioner Guanzon video, but unfortunately naubusan na tayo ng time, Attorney Jess. So we're just going to ask itong last question that we always ask our guests. Our show is called Beautiful Day. So Attorney Jess, what makes your day beautiful?
Maganda ang araw, maganda ang buhay kapag makulay ang buhay. So let's put some color in our lives with LGBT friends and with a little red and green for this Christmas.
Thank you so much for your insights, your opinions. Attorney Jesus Falcis, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Attorney Jess.
Thank you. Good morning.
thanks, Attorney. Grabe, I love that.
Aw,
Colorful answer.
kulang yung
At the
time.
end. Sobrang kulang. Pero ganun talaga. And it's such a hot topic. But of course, we have a lot more to talk about on the show because when we return, I'll speak with Dr. Louis Gutierrez about the common Christmas cold and what you can do to protect your family this holiday season.
Plus, we got our horoscope with Master Hans Kua. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. At this moment, let's take a look at the local weather. To know more, let's find out from Pag-asa weather specialist Lian Loreto via Zoom. Lian, take it away.
Morning, Sir Sir Paolo, and to everyone who's watching. Bagyong Wilma has downgraded into a low-pressure area yesterday, and at 3 a.m. today, it was estimated over the local water or over the coastal waters of Colas in Tique. And right now, it is currently affecting Mimaropa and Western Visayas, bringing cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. So flash floods and landslides are still possible due to moderate to heavy rains. And as of right now, the shear line is also affecting a large part of Luzon, specifically here in Cordillera Administrative Region and also the eastern sections of northern Luzon. So expect cloudy skies with scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms for our kababayans there. Meanwhile, Metro Manila, the rest of Cagayan Valley, the rest of Central Luzon and Calabarzon are also expecting cloudy skies with rains due to the northeast monsoon or amihan. And Bicol region may also experience cloudy weather conditions due to the easterlies. But most parts of Mindanao and the rest of Visayas will be experiencing generally fair weather conditions with chances of afternoon rain showers. And as of right now, there is still a gale warning raised over the eastern seaboards of northern Luzon, so sea travel is still risky for all types of sea vessels. Sir Paolo?
And of course, right now, the formerly tropical storm Wilma, now a tropical, rather a low-pressure area, is already going away from the Philippine landmass. But at the same time, is there a possibility that it will redevelop into something more?
Well, right now, it still has a medium chance of redevelopment into a tropical depression, but our recent analysis shows a gradual and constant weakening into just a remnant low-pressure area.
Does that mean we will not be feeling effects nito in the next few hours or even days?
Well, as of the moment, sa nakikita nga po natin ay possible pa rin po yung kanyang effect sa areas po ng Western Visayas and Mimaropa. But in the coming days, we are anticipating the dissipation of this low-pressure area.
Yeah, a lot of people are wondering also whether or not in the next few weeks or rather next few days, kung may mga developing weather systems outside the Philippine air responsibility that have a chance to come in to the country, or will we expect relatively calm weeks ahead?
In the next 1 to 2 weeks, we're seeing that there's a low chance of development of another tropical depression, but the weather systems like shear line, easterlies, and amihan will still continue to bring rains, especially over the eastern sections of our country.
So we're seeing that right now, yung hanging amihan up in the northern part of the country, as well as the shear line really making an effect over in Luzon. And of course, in the past week or so, nakita nga natin the ITCZ was there affecting Mindanao. As we take a look right now, first, Leanne, sorry, I'm not letting you go first. As we take a look at yung temperatures po natin dito, 29 degrees Celsius being the high of Metro Manila, and of course, Baguio being the lowest in this area of the map, with 13 degrees Celsius being the low there. So those in the area during this this December season have really enjoyed the weather. And of course, down in Mindanao, na-mention nga ni Leanne kanina, that it is a bit wet here, especially around Marawi and General Santos. Of course, Zamboanga being a bit cloudy here on the side, with 25 degrees Celsius being the low. But Leanne, before we let you go, we mentioned a while ago that we're not expecting any more developments going into the Philippine air responsibility in the next week or so. But for the rest of the week, when we expect more fairer days coming up, considering that humihina nga ang formerly the tropical storm, Wilma?
Well, as I've said, the shear line will still bring heavy rain. So we're seeing that it could bring up to 200 millimeters of rainfall over Cagayan and Isabela in the next coming days. So as for our kababayans in Visayas and Mindanao, they will be expecting generally improving weather conditions, but most parts of Luzon will be expecting generally rainy weather for us here.
Leanne, it's always great talking to you. Maraming salamat, and hopefully you enjoy this holiday season as well. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat po.
Now, moving on, as the Christmas season sets in, the weather gets colder and gatherings become more frequent. And with that, more people start catching cough, colds, and even the fever. Now, many call this the Christmas cold. To help us understand this better, we are joined via Zoom by Dr. Louis Gutierrez, the Chief Health Program Officer of East Avenue Medical Center. Magandang umaga, Doc. Thank you so much for joining us here on Beautiful Day. Doc,
yes, sir. Paolo, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat dyan.
All right, Doc, I just want to clarify if I'm not mistaken, because right now you're in scrubs and it looks like nasa OR po kayo, or I'm not sure. Are we
Yes.
interrupting any operation? Wala naman kayong patient dun, no? Just to make sure.
No. Okay lang po. Tapos lang po namin.
Kakatapos lang. Okay, so mukhang successful naman kasi you're here on this call. So maraming salamat po. So we're gonna try to get your audio a bit better at the moment because it looks like we're having a bit of an issue there. Pero pag-usapan muna natin ang Christmas cold. And normally this happens because dumadami yung mga gatherings, people are coming together, the weather does not help. Is this something that normally happens during yung holiday season po natin?
Encounter po natin yan pagpasok ng mga bandang November, December, hanggang mga early February.
All right, so we're going to try and get your audio fixed, Doc. But of course, you did mention it a while ago that it does come in towards the Burr months, towards the end of the year. Now, when we talk about yung colds and flu and other respiratory viruses, normally when we talk about yung prevention niya and trying to make sure that we're responsible for other people as well, what advice do you normally give those who have 3 or 4 Christmas parties in the span of 2 weeks?
Yes. Alam mo, kapag ganitong December kasi, dahil malamig, usually nag-gather tayo together, no? Sa mga enclosed places. Kaya nga, today, meron tayong viral event, di ba? Na nangyari sa isang mall, na kung saan maubo ka lang, talaga naman pagtitinginan ka ng mga tao. Dahil dito, mas mabilis yung transmission, lalo ng mga viruses na ito. And hindi kasi natin mabilis no, na ma-differentiate kung ito ay ordinary colds or flu or even COVID-19, no, yung mga matitindi na virus natin. Kailangan mag-undergo ng mga tests if ever kailangan natin itong ma-differentiate with one another.
Yeah, absolutely right, Doc. Marami nagagalit, especially if there are certain coughing episodes that are a bit more violent in certain areas, especially in public places. Would you actually recommend that during this time that people explore or rather consider wearing face masks more often, considering the amount of foot traffic going on in certain areas?
Yes, better to do that, Sir Paolo, no? So that ma-prevent natin na makahawa and mahawa rin tayo, no, from other patients. Lalo na ngayon, December, hindi lang yung mga respiratory diseases na nagiging problema natin. Even mga cardiac diseases, no, tumataas din, neurologic, stroke, and even gastroenteral diseases. So we need to watch out for those pathogens, problems, no, and better consult your doctor if talaga namang it worsens.
Doc, what are the reasons why those other diseases are on the rise, considering that normally people feel that it is a bit of, expected kapag yung common flu, the rise is there, maybe even COVID-19, but you mentioned other diseases. Why are they on the rise, particularly during this time?
Kapag, if ever, usually kasi kapag Christmas season, parang binababa natin yung defenses natin, no? Kain dyan, kain dito. Meron tayong tinatawag na Christmas stress. Maliban dun sa mga Christmas colds. May Christmas stress. And usually, ang nangyayari dyan, mas nalilesen yung ating sleep. No? Mas over-fatigue tayo. And that brings down our immune system. Kaya naman pumapasok itong mga opportunistic viruses na ito.
And it also feels minsan yung alcohol consumption umaangat din kapag December season, especially when it comes to all of the Christmas parties. When we look at how people should be recovering from all these Christmas parties, kasi minsan ito talaga yung season wherein they let go in terms of when they go party, when they go meet with people, and when they go eat even. When you look at what are the right things to do or consider rather to make sure that you stay healthy and don't go on the excess on things. What would your advice be?
Siyempre, isa sa mga advice natin is to eliminate stress, no, by preparing early, and siyempre moderate yung inyong eating habits, no, lalo na ngayong Christmas season. Basta lahat in moderation dapat, and have a good sleep, no, take care of your body, and hydrate your body well.
You mentioned Christmas stress, Doc. Before we let you go, what are the Christmas stressors do you feel that need to be addressed to ensure that this holiday season would be siguro more gentle on them health-wise?
Oh, well, hindi lang yung body na stress, no? Siyempre yung mind, yung ating digestive tract, kapag masyadong madami ng pagkain, ng kinakain, yung Christmas season. Maliban dyan, yung mga alcoholic drinks, like yung kailangan they go on moderate, siyempre, yung activities, no? So that hindi sila ma-overfatigue, and yung immune system nila ay mapanitili nilang maganda.
Doc, sasabihin ko din sana that naka-stress din sa wallet yung Christmas season, especially sa mga gift-giving during this time.
Ibang stress yan, Paolo.
Oh, ibang stress din yan. So just want to clarify that for sure. Doc, maraming salamat. Thank you so much for joining us, and especially, and congratulations on your successful operation that you just did. Very scrubbed in pa rin. Maraming salamat, Doc.
Sige po, salamat din po.
He is Dr. Louis Gutierrez, the Chief Health Program Officer of East Avenue Medical Center. And of course, once again, thank you so much for joining us. Now, let's turn it over. Back to Anne.
Thank you, Pao. Now it's time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope ngayong araw ng Monday, December 8. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, back to work na, iwasan ang Monday blues through music at organize na workspace. Tapusin muna ang mga task bago harapin ang mga malalaki. Green at 8. Kay Ox naman tayo, iwasan ang pagkain ng mga tira-tirang handa. Ilang araw na yan nasa ref. Yellow at 4. Kay Tiger naman tayo kung may bonus na. Huwag iparegalo agad lahat. Magtabi ng portion. Makaparating ang 2026 na mga plano. Red at 1. Kay Rabbit naman tayo, huwag magpa-pressure sa mga perfectionist sa paligid mo. Do your best, not worse, burn out. Blue at 7. Dragon naman tayo, i-check ang credit card limit bago mamili. Planuhin, huwag swipe ng swipe. Silver at 9. Kay Snake naman tayo, iwasan ang impulse buying kahit may limited edition. Purple at 3. Ito naman, Curve the Horsey, huwag masyadong seryosohin ang mga petty na tampuhan. Sa mga single naman na may friend na magsisimula ng magiging special. White at 2. Kay Ship naman tayo, budget mo sa Christmas gift. Bawasan ang kailangan. Mas mahalaga ang sincerity kesa sa presyo. Yellow at 6. Kay Monkey naman tayo, may office chismis sa paligid. Huwag ka makisali, tumahimik ang pinakamatalino. Green at 5. Kay Rooster naman tayo, mag-break every 2 hours. Huwag hayaan ma-strain ang mata mo. Red at 7. Kay Dog naman tayo, iwasan ang heavy na lunch, baka antukin sa hapon. Blue at 9. At kay Pig naman tayo, wag ipagpalit ang long-term goals sa instant na mga gratification. Tipid tayo. Gold at 1. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank Thank you as always, Master Hans Kua. And we are saying hello to everyone joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. We have Travis. We have Benjo Almario. I hope I got that name right. Benjo Almario Jr. saying good morning, guys. And ang hirap naman ng nakamouse. Nelson Ganapi and Mark Salcedo, they are there giving their opinion on our news items this morning. Jelnik is watching us from Sirawai, Zamboanga del Norte.
Oh.
Wow. Tristan says good morning. Kenneth Lizarondo says good morning, Bilyonaryo.
Muchas gracias.
Yes, and on YouTube, we have Chiquito as always counting the days till Christmas. And sabi niya, hindi ako tinatamaan ng mga ganyang sipon kasi hindi ako weak. Trabaho, galaw-galaw, gulay, iwas alak, iwas puyat. Wow.
Tapos halo-halo daw every night. Parang
Oo,
ganun.
sabi
Oo.
niya. Halo-halo.
Oo. So, yeah.
Pinilter namin ng konti yung message mo, Chiquito. But thank you for joining us. And our comment sections are still open.
Yep.
If you have any questions for our next segment, your favorite segment, BNCPHL on Facebook and on YouTube.
And what's that favorite segment? Love Hacks with Coach V is coming up next as she answers love questions from the netizens. Don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Hi there, welcome back to a beautiful day. We pulled together love-sick questions from the netizens, and today, Dating Coach V answers them on Love Hacks.
Love hacks, we got you. No need to be sad.
Beautiful day, Coach V. Looking very gorgeous in red.
Beautiful day, Ann and Pao, and we are back at it.
Yeah, the question and answer edition
Yes.
of the segment, and we have a magic bowl here with all the questions from your followers.
Absolutely. Marami na namang singles and people who have, dilemmas and challenges in love are tuning in and
Hindi
waiting
naman
for the
nauubos
answers.
yung problems about love and relationship, di ba? Oy, before we start, can I just say hi to my husband? Sabi niya, hi, good morning, Ann and Pao.
Good morning. Good morning. Sorry.
Yay, good
Sorry,
morning.
Hi, honey. Thanks for watching.
Hi, honey. Sorry. No.
Bakit gano'n naman yung reaction mo, Pao, sa
No.
unang
Oo
message
nga.
mo?
Controversial ba yan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Anong
let's hear it.
sabi?
This one's coming from Julie. How to emotionally detach from a hookup partner?
Ooh.
Oh, diba?
Very modern and
Wow.
timely.
Also, like a
Okay.
physical relationship lang, pero you want to emotionally detach for them. Or should you?
Absolutely. If you want to get married and find somebody long-term, you need to detach yourself physically and emotionally from somebody who's a temporary. So how do you do that? If they're just your physical partners, ask yourself what made you very hooked on them. Maybe it's that, it's that attention. Maybe it's that fulfillment that it makes you feel as if you have a partner, even if it's just overnight. So think about this, my love. Imagine the possibility of you having that same feeling every day, not just every night.
You know, ang hirap niya na because I read that if that female ba yung
Yeah,
yung
yeah.
sender. Pag females kasi, they get emotionally attached to the person that they sleep with. 'Di ba? So even if it's just a hookup partner, walang commitment or anything, even if they want to not be emotionally attached, ang hirap because their bodies, their hormones don't follow. 'Di ba? Kasi mas na in love sila agad compared to men na they can stay detached the entire relationship, the
Yeah.
entire hookup relationship.
Yes, and you are absolutely right. Like most women are built to love the man they gave their bodies to. That's why women, we cannot sleep around just like how casually men are doing
Yeah.
it, because we are built differently biologically. We need that emotional connection to, sleep with somebody, or if we don't have that emotional connection initially, we try to build that emotional connection when we give our bodies to them. So be very careful and do not act like a man. Act like a woman.
Right.
Yeah, I have to double check if it was a woman nga. Nag-zoom in pa ako eh.
Oh.
To make sure. Oo.
Tinignan mo yung bilog yung picture.
Yeah, nag-zoom in nga ako eh. diba?
Okay, from Vian, how do I differentiate between someone who's genuinely struggling versus someone who just isn't prioritizing me? Okay.
So the term they're struggling, maybe they are able to say struggling because are they telling you that it's hard to meet you, that it's hard to love you? That's why they're saying struggling?
Parang busy siya masyado, siguro, time management. Or, hindi lang siya pinaprioritize.
Yeah, I
How
was
can
gonna
you
say
tell
priority.
the difference?
So as a matchmaker and dating coach, I have worked with some of the busiest people in the Philippines and in the world. And these people carve out time for their love life. And the more successful they are, the less busy they should be because they have people taking care of their things. That's the reality. The misconception is, oh, they're very successful, so they're very busy. Actually, real successful people have already built in the system in place to take care of their day-to-day schedule. So they have time to find love. So what I'm saying is, unless they are the president of the country, they should be able to find time for you if they love you. If they do not love you, you have a long list of excuses. So how can you tell if they're really struggling or they just don't have time for you? You literally look at that number of time and efforts.
So busy is a poor excuse.
Busy is a poor excuse because you don't get busy for a person that you really, really love, that you really, really like.
Yeah.
And I've seen it time and time again over 12 years.
Right. Even if, I think kasi Coach V saying, di ba, really successful people already have other people doing things for them, di ba? May
Helping
nautusan,
them.
may assistant na and everything. I think depende sa career.
Oh, yeah.
Kasi meron careers also, certain jobs na habang nagiging pataas ka ng pataas the
Wait,
corporate ladder, mas nagiging busy. But if you love someone, you will find time. You will make time. Hindi nga
I
find
just-
time, you
You're
will make time
I just
for
realized,
them.
Coach V, that yung kausap natin dito works 7 days a week kasi. Kaya,
And she finds time.
Natamaan pala siya.
I
Oh.
find time,
finds
diba?
time.
All right, so this one's
Yeah.
coming from Maria. Should I worry? I don't have kids yet and I'm 32 and I just came from a breakup. And also, she is an OFW in Canada.
Okay. Should you worry because of your age? I think you should worry more because of your financial status. Because with age, you could actually, 32, for me, working with a lot of women and seeing women give birth at 38 and 42, as long as you have the resources, it is possible to give birth later on. I think the number one challenge here is really find a life partner, not just a baby daddy. Because when you are worrying that you're not gonna have a baby because you're 32, you might end up sleeping with somebody and having a child with them and suffer for the rest of your life. Because it's hard to get rid of somebody once you already have a child together.
Coach, that actually brings up a great question because some people, they think so much about yung biological clock.
Yes.
How would you suggest for them to prioritize yung need for a child and the partner that normally comes attached to it? Like, do you think more about yung timing na yun? Like, did you rush into certain things to meet that biological timeline? Or do you focus on the partnership instead?
So I would focus on the partnership. But if ever you haven't met that person and you're working hard and you have enough resources, alleviate yourself from worries by having yung mga technology right now. Have your eggs frozen if that's an option for you. And more importantly, when it comes to like a woman who is single under 32, really invest of taking care of your body and your mental health. Because if the physical, the emotional, and the mental goes down, the more you will not be able to find a partner.
Okay, let's move on to the next question from Mecca Lauren. I'm separated. Is it advisable to go on dates? My divorce is taking a long time to finalize. So, ano to? Hindi taga Pilipinas. Kasi may
Really?
divorce
Or
procedure
pwede
siya.
ano to, they got married overseas.
Pwede.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes. But you know what? This is a very timely question because I'd like to answer this in the Philippine context.
Yeah.
There's so many people who are still married but already officially separated from from their partners. And you know, in the Philippines, it takes a long time to do the annulment.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
personally, my mom got annulled after what 15 years. And imagine if you have to hold your life, put your life on hold for 15 years. And what if the love of your life, the real love of your life, arrives within that time frame? So my personal opinion would be, as long as you are already emotionally and physically detached from your partner, meaning you do not live in their house anymore, you are not in a relationship with them, and you don't have some sort of emotional attachment with them, you can already start your life again and get to know people. Date. Don't put your life on hold just because of a piece of paper.
Bigat, no? Oh, nagulat si Andon!
No, kasi may question ako. Hindi
go.
ba siya pwedeng mademanda because hindi ka pa officially annulled and then you are already in a different relationship? So maybe kailangan natin ng lawyer dito.
Actually,
Kasi baka may grounds yan eh. You're still married to someone. May legal grounds yan. So
Yes.
kung kunwari, you're in a relationship na and then let's say you got pregnant pa, 'di ba? So ano 'yan, may legal repercussions 'yan. So
Absolutely.
kailangan natin ng
Yes.
help ni
Ni attorney.
Jess Falcis ulit. Pakitawagan
Attorney
ulit si
Karen
Attorney
din.
Jess
Or all our attorney
Karen.
friends.
Yeah.
So, Anne, let me just add that yes, that is a risk because when you date and you find somebody, you could get pregnant. But based on my understanding, as long as you don't get married, of course you can't get married because you're still on a paper, and you don't get pregnant, dating means getting to know a person. So what's the problem with going out on a date with somebody as long as you don't, commit illegal stuff?
Okay.
Okay.
There's a way around it, guys.
All right. So this one is I don't know how you're gonna answer this, but I find it funny. Hayden or Hayden. I don't know
Yeah,
if this is a
Hayden.
real name. Why are guys so unimpressive? I haven't had a crush in 5 years.
Why are guys unimpressed?
Oh, that is a tough but
my
very
gosh.
common question for a lot of women right now.
Actually, I actually think it is a common question.
Yes. So I've met this girl just the other day because we've had that singles event, and she's beautiful. And I understand that feeling wherein it's so hard to be in awe with another human being right now, just because a lot of women are very devoted into self-improvement. And you could see it in data. More and more women are reaching heights into their career, having PhD, having masteral, more than men. And so, what's happening right now is women is struggling to find a man that they admire. For a woman to fall in love, you need to admire a man. So, what if you couldn't find a man that you could not admire and you could not fall in love with? Pao, do you believe that a man needs to be better in some aspects of the life, to be better than a woman in some aspects in order to be admired?
I think in any partnership, right? There's always going to be aspects where one person's always better than the other. I think you have
You have to have some strength.
Yeah, you have to be okay with the fact that your partner's going to be better than you in some things, and other things, or more impressive than you in other things, and it's
vice
gonna-
versa.
Vice versa, right?
Yeah.
It's just being human, and I think for me, if you're going to look for someone who impresses you, siguro all throughout, I think it's great to go out with someone you admire, and that's always great, and that's always siguro yung goal, and I think that should be the case in general. But I do not know if what level of impressed you have to be, or at least yung kay Hayden,
Yes.
what her standard is.
Correct,
Yeah.
because the more women go into self-improvement, the more their standards go higher as well. So I honestly struggled answering that question because I wanted to ask Pao. Pao, what's happening with the males right now? How come like a lot of them are not very impressive?
I think it all depends on the woman's standards.
Yeah, what are you
Diba?
impressed by?
Kasi,
It has to be what are you
yeah.
impressed by?
Exactly.
Oh.
So, or maybe she has a very limited circle. So, konti lang yung nakikilala
No.
niya. So, wala siya masyadong selection.
My thing is like, are you moving the goalposts? Like, if you
that?
check
What's
if you check one box, are you looking for another box na hindi check?
Or baka you're always finding fault.
Yeah.
In
like,
diba?
pasado siya
In the
in this
guy.
aspect that was na hindi pasado yung last guy mo on. But then, okay, pasado siya dito, but then you look for something, you look for a flaw, and you focus on that flaw rather than the things at work.
Of course, we need to have standards, but you also have to accept that there is no perfect person.
Yes.
Diba?
Don't move
Everyone's
the
going to be
goalposts.
flawed.
Don't move the goalposts, guys.
Last question from Elsbeth.
I love this.
Hi, Coach. I'm single right now. Lots of guys are expressing their interest in me. What's your advice? Wow, sana all. Maraming admirers.
Hindi impressive yung guys na yun eh.
They're
Wala
not
naman siyang
impressive
sinabi.
enough.
Wala naman siyang sinabi kung impressed siya or not. Pero maraming guys.
Yes. I would say filter them by putting up challenges. Why? Because with challenges, the man's character comes up. If you baby men, they will not look at you as if they're you are their dream girl. So basically what I'm trying to say is, do not be afraid to say no. Do not be afraid to say these are my terms. Marami ka namang manliligaw eh. So put out that standards, then let's see who among those guys, after hearing what you need in love, who among those guys come closer and who among those guys say, this is too much, let me go away. And I promise you, 90% of those guys will run away.
Parang Squid
Put them
Games.
to the test. Parang
put them
Hunger
on the
Games.
Parang
Parang
Hunger Games.
Squid Games.
Squid
Yan,
Games.
diba?
Oo, parang physical 100. Lahat na. Diba?
Physical naman.
Or physical
They're
Asia.
gonna hang.
Oh, maghanging sila. Oo.
Sabay-sabay kayo. Push
Sabay-sabay.
out. No,
Oo.
just joking.
It'll bring out your character.
Okay, thank you so much for
All
today's
right.
Love Hacks, Coach V. If you guys are in need of
pleasure.
love hacks, just DM Coach V at Dating Coach V on Instagram, or you can message the text line.
Yes, the text line is 0927-975-1235. And my loves, anything that you need love hacks for, we are here. Thank you.
All right. So we're also counting on the days till Christmas.
Yung line mo.
Oh, yung thank you na yun. So we're also counting down the days till Christmas, and right now we're counting it down. What days do we have? We have 17. 17 beautiful days. Kamusta wallet nyo, guys?
Wallet? Nasa yung wallet ko? Di ko na kaalam.
Okay. So in other words, yung gift
Kailangan pa ng
natin,
balls, guys.
yung gift natin kayaan, siya bakit yung bagong wallet? Kasi wala na daw. All
Yung may
right.
laman na, yung may patao.
Okay.
Patao.
All right,
Taas ng
ladies and
standards
gentlemen.
niyan.
Oo.
May patao.
Standards ko.
That's true. All right, so that's a wrap on our show this Monday, December 8th. Thank you so much for joining us. Ako po si Paolo de Rosario. Remember, keep it cool and take it easy.
And I'm Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead, and always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful day!